of our local graders here at Perry McDowell. Dropping off a load of poplar, sweet gum, cherry. What you go get from your graders. He's clearing a lot, and it's kind of a mixed load. I see some poplar, see some sweet gum, some wild cherry. Right there's a nice one, probably 20 plus inches. There's another piece of wild cherry. Hard to tell sometimes on the ground. It's either sweet gum or hickory. I believe it's sweet gum. That's what you get with graders now. Some of it's low quality, some of it's no quality. He's glad to get rid of it, and for the most part I'm glad to take it. That log right there, you might could squeeze an 8-footer out of it, but it's got so much built-in tension I wouldn't even waste my time sawing it. Now here's the load he dropped off the other day. A lot better poplar. There's still some waste in it. Okay guys, hard to see me here. There we go. Mounted on the big cat here. What we had was a couple loads dropped off from local grader, Perry McDowell. And Matthew and I are going to take a few minutes to sort through them. Some of it's just waste, but that comes along with it. I'll take care of it. And we're just going to sort the good to the bad and move it into a proper place to get it out of the middle of the yard. So just hang on. Here comes another load of logs. Never know around the mill here what we're gonna do.
What is that on top?
Hey, it's beech.
Huh?
That's a beech tree.
What?
Beech. B-E-E-C-H. Beech.
Yeah, we didn't know what that was.
Yeah. Okay guys, I stole the camera from Matthew just a second before we moved all this. Wanted to do a quick overview. When you get from graders, you get a mess, but you learn to deal with it. This pile I sorted out here is all sweet gum. Very little use for it, but in our new kiln, we're gonna need a bunch of 6x6s, 8x8s. We'll chop this stuff up and make big stickers out of it. This pile he started moving over here was medium grade poplar. We'll hang on to it. Probably end up making 1x6s, 1x8s out of it. We'll run it through our kiln. Over here, separated out 2 maple logs. One's probably get 8-footer out of it. The other one is a good 12, 14-footer. We'll set it up to woods and let it age. Maybe it'll turn to ambrosia. And here's why you always take these deals. Here's 4 cherry logs, 1 big tree. You got almost an 8-footer, a 9-footer, another 8-footer, and these will all clear out. Yeah, I'll get a 6x7, a 6x8 out of that. I'll easily get a 8x8 out of that one, and this one will probably square another 6x. But look at this one here. It's almost a 24-inch cherry. I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, it does have a little heart rot. I hope it don't go too far. But the reason you don't turn this stuff down, just called the guy that likes this stuff. This wood's sold. He'll be here next week to get it. All we gotta do is saw it up and move it on. So, if you're running a sawmill, you got local graders. A lot of these guys, they don't care about the timber. They're getting paid to pull in their dozer, their backhoe, their track hoe, get this lot cleared, get paid, move on. All this wood I took right here, our local chip mill has closed. There's nowhere for this stuff to go. He's got 2 options. Well, 3. He can leave it on the job and the homeowner have to deal with it. Well, that's not gonna happen on a 1-acre lot. It's gotta go. He can take it to the local landfill and pay and have them deal with it. Or he can take it to somebody like me and let me deal with it. And he's tickled to death to get rid of it, and Matthew and I are happy to take it. Now there's some waste, there's some dirt, debris you gotta deal with, but that comes along with it. So let's get to moving the rest of this where it goes and get our yard cleaned up. I'll show you. I got an old 65 Ferguson we keep around just with a box scrape on it. We'll get it out here in a little while, clean this yard up, because we run a sawmill, but we don't run a dirty sawmill. I'm not going to have all this laying in the yard. So. Okay guys, we got all that first 2 loads of mess cleaned up, moved around. I got 2 more loads here. Let me tell you a story about this. You people that complain about what we have to do with some of the waste, this is 2 dump truck loads of waste, unfortunately. Local tree man went and did a job. Homeowner's like, let's cut up firewood pieces. I got a guy that's gonna come get it. Where's it sitting? It's sitting on my yard. That local guy to come get it never showed up. The homeowner had to pay the tree guy to come back, load it up, and get rid of it. So unfortunately, he's cut most of it into 4 foot, 6 foot lengths, and it's useless for a log, but we'll put it in our firewood pile because it is red oak, and when it cools off, we'll see about cutting it up for firewood. But until then, it's got to go. He did leave a couple, 1, 2, 3, they might be 5 or 6 12-foot sticks. That's good. The rest of it is just, there's no use for it for poplar, or for firewood. People just don't want to put it into work. So there you go. We're gonna clean it up, clean the yard up, and get the tractor and the box scrape out and clean this mess up. Okay guys, let me get my camera mount loosed up here. Okay, we got all the logs moved, the firewood moved, the we hadn't introduced you to our big helpers here. This is a, let's see, it's a Cat 420D IT, and it has the 4-way front end on it. This thing is a hoss. She is a workhorse around here. So, we had a video, sorry about that, had a video come out a couple weeks ago, the Dirty Side of Sawmilling, and you guys really seem to enjoy it, more so than I thought. It plays very well on YouTube. I didn't do this with that intention, but this is kind of the outside of the Dirty Side of Sawmilling. You have logs delivered, you got bark, you got mulch, you got everything falling off, and you got to clean the yard up. Got to take care of the place. You know, move stuff around, get it organized. If you don't, oh, it's a nightmare. But we're gonna hook up this 35 Ferguson or 65 Ferguson and scrape the yard a little bit. I'll tell you a story about this tractor. I had a neighbor up here, passed away, knew him my whole life, old Norman Gregg, and lifelong bachelor man, but passed away, and his sister's kids were selling off what stuff he had left. Went up there to look, like, you know, most country folk do. He had this old tractor, and it had been sitting in the barn my whole life. I mean, it had been sitting up on jack stands in that barn for 40-something years. I don't know, he bought it, something wrong with it, that's where it sat. But went up there, pumped the tires up. It was rough, don't get me wrong, it was rough. Pumped the tires up, hooked Dad's tractor to it, was gonna drag it home. Pulled it out of the barn, I said, let me try this. Put it in gear, dropped the clutch, and she fired right up. Shut it right back off because it had 40-year-old diesel in it, but brought it home and tore it apart. At one time, it looked real pretty when it was right after it was painted, but you know, it's a work tractor. It does what it's supposed to. It works. We put this box scrape on it and hadn't took it off. Don't plan on taking it off. It's too handy doing what it's doing. So anyway, I'm gonna I think the only thing we did to it, I did put a new ejection pump on it. Wasn't too bad. And a starter and a head gasket.
And put storage.
And of course, you got to have a storage box on. But let me switch out this battery. It's about dead, and we'll get to cleaning the yard up. Okay, guys, we got you on a head mount. Never done one of these. Let's see how it works. Oh, sorry. Fire up this old school tractor here. difference between the old ones and new ones. That to rattle your brains. Okay, we're gonna end this video off here. Like I say, this is the other dirty side of sawmilling, the outside of your mill. If you don't take care of your property, but it'll get overgrown with logs and sticks and bark and just debris everywhere. So we put in quite a bit of effort of trying to keep what we have gravelled already clean. I got a fortune tied up in gravel. Anybody bought any lately knows it hadn't went down in price. But spent a few minutes scraping our new driveway going out the back there, but we need a bunch of gravel on it before it's actually usable. You can use it dry weather, but that's money to be spent on another day. Get over here, we're out of the sunlight. Okay guys, I want to tell you, we greatly appreciate you watching our channel, Bearded Lumber. I watch the analytics every day, and the amount of people that subscribed over the last 6 weeks is just it blows me away, blows Matthew away. We were talking about it just a few minutes ago. We're just amazed at the outpour of people that's watching our channel, the people that's commenting. We greatly appreciate it. If you would, take the opportunity to like, subscribe, and share. Share is important, people. Tell your friends, you know, hey, look at this guy on YouTube. He's doing things you might be interested in, and we're liable to do anything. You know, tomorrow we're getting back to sawing. I got 1,000 feet of heart yellow pine or heart pine wood we've got to get out, and we're gonna be back on our kiln next week, working on it till we can get it done. We're kind of on a time crunch now, I guess, because I committed to the spray foam guy. He put me on the list about 4 weeks out, maybe 5, I hope 4. We get it spray foamed, and Matthew and I went and picked up the steel to build the doors with yesterday. We got to have those built so that he can spray foam them while he's here. But greatly appreciate you watching our channel. If you would, come back and see us again, and we'll see you soon at the mill. Thanks, guys.